everyone. It is story time Saturday. And so since this is my first story time, I figured that this story should be juicy. And in light of what's trending, I figured it can be juicy and trending. So this story is about an entanglement. And quite an entanglement it was. So I'm going to share this with you. I've dated powerful and influential men, but not like this man, not quite like this man before. So I'm saying that to simply say that I'm going to leave names out of it. It's not, I'm not trying to expose. I just want you to, honestly, I want to share and I want you to know the story. I want you to know about this little entanglement. However, I did tell you he was powerful. So if I disappear and you want to know what happened to me or find him, follow the clues. Now, okay. So hopefully I'll make it through this story without becoming emotional. But I'm going to go for it. So I was with this guy and we were good. He was an incredible man. Strong, he was in the military. So because he was in the military, obviously his physique was always good. His career made sure that his physique was well. So I was very attracted. But more than that, I was attracted to the person. I mean, he was a man of character. Like what they tell you you're going to be from the military, he was all of that. Very upstanding, honorable man. He was the type of man that you admired. You know, he was the type of man that most people were always impressed by him and who he is. So honorable man, man of character, man of principle. Like he wasn't led by his feelings and his emotions. He was a man of principle, good to his friends. You know, he put friendship even over himself because he cared about people. He was compassionate, empathetic, which is a plus when it comes to a man. So all around, I'm just showing you that he was just an incredible man and I was very attracted to him beyond physicalities. And life was good for us. We were doing really well until he got deployed. So he got deployed and, right? He got deployed and I was obviously just filling space, you know, missing my companion, a little lonely sometimes. I love the beach, so I would go to the beach. I used to even try to make him go as much as I could. I love the beach, so I would go to the beach a lot. That's how I spent a lot of my time. The beach became my companion. So I was there regularly. One day, I go to the beach and, you know, I'm just doing what I do. Sometimes I'm going swimming, listening to music, all of that. But this particular day, I see this guy kind of looking at me from his balcony. And I see him, but he's like really looking at me. But I mean, although it's weird, it's not a big deal. I mean, I am a woman in a two-piece with a sheer see-through cover top on, and he's a man. And while I might not be the most beautiful woman in the world, I'm something to look at, so it's not that bad, right? So I go swimming, I'm listening to music, I read a little bit of a book. He's looking at me. I'm not pressed until I wake up from my nap and he's still looking at me. So obviously I was like, all right, this has gotten awkward. So I packed all of my things, some of his. If you know that movie, then you my people. Okay, anyway. So I pack up my stuff and I get ready to leave. I go to the shower, rinse the sand off, and while I'm walking to the car, this guy walks up to me and he says, "Excuse me." And I was like, I turned around, I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Rebecca, you are? Do I know you?" And he said, "No. But no, I'm sorry." I said, "Do I know you?" And he says, "No, but don't be spooked because I don't know you either." I was like, it's not getting any better. So we laughed. He said, "My boss saw you and he saw you getting ready to leave and he didn't want you to leave before he got a chance to meet you. So he sent me because he wanted to make sure I catch you." I said, "Okay." And he said he wants you to come meet him. Basically in this place, wherever it was. I guess that was his room, plate, house, whatever. And I was like, what in the human trafficking, I'm out of here, right? So I get ready to go. He was like, no, 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 no. I think you know my boss too. And I was like, he said, your parents are, and he says my parents' name. So at this point, I'm tripping, but intrigued. And if I tell you the truth, I went. So, but before I went, I text my friend, took a picture of him, text my friend, share my location, dropped the pin, and I went, ladies, do not try this at home. Do not try it on vacation. Do not try it anywhere. God clearly protects fools. That doesn't mean we should tempt him. So I go, we get on this elevator, we're riding all the way up in the elevator. We go so high that my ears pop. And so then when the elevator opens, it doesn't open to a hallway or a room full, or hallway with rooms. It opens to a house. So I was like, what is going on, right? So it opens to this house, and I see this guy that I've been seeing watch me walking toward me. Now, he does not have the physique of Babe, but he is beautiful. He's absolutely gorgeous. So he walks up, and he's starting to look familiar, but I can't really tell. The other guy leaves. He gets on the elevator and he leaves. So he introduces himself to me, and we're talking. And while we're talking, I'm just gonna say, long story short, our relationship takes off. The chemistry, everything, it's just amazing. And everything just moves so fast, you know. And I've never felt this or experienced this before. Everything was just moving so fast. And if we moved really fast. And like I said, I had never experienced anything like that before, like the way we got along. And so there were some indiscretions, and there were some indiscretions, and we were, like I said, the relationship moved fast. And one day while I was home, I wasn't feeling well continuously. And it was at that moment I realized that a child had been conceived. So I obviously scared, kind of nervous, and I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do. Like, am I gonna call Babe, tell her what happens? Like, but what am I gonna do? Say, oh, we're having a baby, although you ain't been here to make one. And then I couldn't do that, so we're gonna call the guy, the boss. We're gonna call him from the CEO from here on out. So I call the CEO, I tell him, hey, and he says, don't worry about it, I got it. I don't know what that means. I get off the phone. There's absolutely no way I'm going to get rid of the baby. And I don't know if he knows, but Babe can count. But I don't stress myself about that. It is what it is. I think like that same week, unexpectedly, Babe, they all come back. And he's in the States. He's here. And CEO lets me know he's here. And I guess that was his way of saying, basically create it as if I'm, that is his baby. So the problem was Babe doesn't come back. He stays at the base. And so I realized they get deployed again. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to prepare myself to deal with whatever's going to happen with us after he finds out about this infidelity. So that's where I pretty much leave it, and I just go on. I'm gonna move on and live my life or whatever. So I go to, I prepare myself. I'm preparing myself. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional. So I prepare myself, getting my mind right for whatever's going to happen. But what I did not know is that was going to be the last opportunity I would have had to see Babe. Because when they got deployed this last time and they all came back, some of them didn't make it back, and they were killed, and he was one of the ones that were killed. So I obviously very hurt and disappointed in myself that I had allowed myself to go there, that even that had to be my last memory with him, of us, and whatever. I was really disappointed in myself, but I struggled, not just because of my disloyalty and frankly betrayal of him, but I felt guilty. Because while I may not be able to prove it, I believe the CEO had something to do with it. I was told later that the CEO, when they were here before they got deployed the last time, got him really, really drunk. And that was supposed to bring him back to me and, kind of take him off his game. That's just not the type of man he is. He's loyal. He's going to stay focused, and he's a man of principle. So he got him drunk, and God only knows what else to protect himself. I know that that's like a heavy accusation, but I'm almost certain. And I guess I'm just saying that to tell you guys that entanglements are nothing to play with. It's more than just gossip. It can cost more than just gossip and tabloids. It could really cost somebody's life when somebody feels like they need to protect themselves. They'll do anything to protect themselves. So anyway, it was my intent to tell you this story, but clearly I'm not about to have this moment. So perhaps if you want to know about the baby and the CEO and what happened between us, perhaps you'll have to catch that in part 2 or something, because this is a lot. Yeah, so you can catch it in part 2, and if you want to catch it in part 2, you can find it in the Holy Bible. Because this is not my story. This is the story of David and Bathsheba in the Bible. So for those of you who did not make it through to the end of this video and you went and spread rumors, shame on you. Who said the Bible was boring? Somebody who clearly didn't read it. If you want to know what happens in the rest of this story without the modern tidbits, you can read it in 2 Samuel 11. I hope that you guys are inspired to read something today in the Bible.